Are there particular music genres that work better or worse when it comes to library music, when it comes to getting placements?
And we should probably qualify this by saying that library music can be instrumental. The term library often implies instrumental, but it really has become wider than that now. So libraries have both songs and instrumentals, but the genres that generally do the best are genres that are typically aligned with what's happening in pop culture and on radio and on Spotify or any other playlist at the time. Being current and contemporary has a lot to do with it because they're making a movie or a TV show that takes place today. So they want music that sounds like it's from today's market. That said, they could be making a TV show that has a flashback and they want some music from the 70s in there, or they could want to have some dated sounding stuff that's juxtaposed a modern scene to get a laugh or to set a mood. It, could be somebody's going to a funeral and having a flashback on their childhood, so they would have a piece of music that would be from that era of time. But I would say that rap, hip hop, EDM, any forms of beat-driven pop, right now in 2018 are the most frequently requested genres. But musicians, you don't have to go with those genres and go with the stuff where the biggest market is. Sometimes you might be better off going for a niche. Let's go back to, the swampy people shows, gator killing shows, as I like to call them. Maybe you're really good with acoustic guitar sounds and playing, and maybe you play a banjo and a fiddle and other stuff that would complement that sound well. So if I were that musician, I would study which shows tend to use the music that I'm comfortable making, that I'm proficient and good at, and pitch my music there. I would go for the niche rather than trying to be something I'm not.
A really good friend of mine actually does the music for those shows.
Really? For the swampy gator killing shows?
Yes, and he did just that. He also has 15,000 cues that he's done.
Wow, that's huge.
Yes.
Some of the most successful people I know have 1,500 to 5,000. 15,000 is huge.
He's a maniac with it, and he works it hard. That being said, he did study the genre. Mm-hmm. He learned how to play banjo just for that reason, and dobro and violin and anything that he needed for a particular genre of music.
Yeah.
So he taught himself in order to get those shows, and he did. So it does work.
Amazing. 15,000 cues.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that he's making a multiple six-figure income and probably working 8 or 10 hours a day and has a quite normal life.
He does well, yeah.
And is he doing this out of a home studio primarily?
That's his trick. No, not really. He always tracks with the real drummer, and he tracks in the studio similar to this.
Yeah, wow.
And that's kind of his secret sauce.
Yeah.
But then he goes home and he does whatever in his workstation.
And mix.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people, I think, that don't really understand film and TV music. They don't really understand that you don't need to do it in a big studio. Here we are today at Westlake Studios. By the way, for anybody who's watching, this is the room that Michael Jackson did Thriller in, which is pretty awesome.
You can feel the mojo.
Yeah, and we did note that there are a pair of JBL 4311s up in the ceiling. That's a whole other discussion.
Yeah.
I think that's really smart of your friend to record the stuff with real drums, because that is a difference. Although drum software has gotten so good that it's really hard for guys of our ilk. I mean, I can't always tell anymore.
Yeah.
Somebody who programs well can fool me.
Sure.
But there is something about the overall feel and sound of having a real drummer. I've always said if you lay one real instrument in a track that's otherwise done with computers, you fake the brain into believing the whole thing was done with humans.
Yeah.
Great trick.